Good morning. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan and have been ever since the first movie came out back in 1977. But one conversation has always bothered me, though. In The Empire Strikes Back, Luke's confronting Ben's ghost about telling him that his father had been killed by Darth Vader when Darth Vader was actually his father. After explaining that the good man that Ben had known was gone because the good had been destroyed by the dark side of the Force, Ben says, "So what I told you was true from a certain point of view." Luke responds, "A certain point of view?" And Ben answers him, "Luke, you're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view." Now, it bothered me not only because Ben had lied to protect Luke, but also because many of my geeky friends use a similar argument as to why they weren't Christian. Believing in Jesus as the Son of God was only my point of view. Strangely enough, Paul flips that argument in the lesson from 2 Corinthians for this week. Listen to 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 16 and 17. "From now on, therefore, we regard no one from a human point of view. Even though we once knew Christ from a human point of view, we no longer know him in that way. So if anyone is in Christ, there is a new creation. Everything old has passed away. Look, new things have come into being." The argument that my friends made was from a human point of view. But Jesus is not just fully human. Jesus is fully God. It is not human viewpoints that matter. It's God's. This goes beyond just comforting us when someone tells us that our belief is wrong. Paul says he regards no one from a human point of view, not just Jesus. We are called to see everyone from Jesus's viewpoint. So how does Jesus see people? He sees everyone as a beloved child of God, loved, precious, fearfully and wonderfully made, and wants to reach out and save them. And that should affect how we treat others. If someone hurts our feelings or challenges our faith or is cruel to us, the desire is usually to strike back. It's natural to want to argue or do the same thing to them. But we are called to see them as Jesus would see them. We are to tell the truth that we know, but as someone who loves them dearly. Paul did this a lot. Now, Paul fussed at the churches in a lot of his letters. He got mad at them because he loved them and wanted what was best for them. He was trying to correct them, but as a parent corrects a beloved child. How we see people affects how we interact with them and treat them. So it's very important that we try to see them from God's point of view. In Star Wars, Ben was trying to protect Luke and keep him from going over to the dark side. He was doing it out of love, whether or not lying to him was the right choice. But I think Luke gives us a better example at looking at someone from a loving point of view. Luke, from that point, didn't look at his father as evil or irredeemable. He insisted there was still good in him. And he said this not only to his friends, but to his father himself, "There is still good in you." And Luke's point of view of unconditional love changed Darth Vader. Luke's love helped his father find the good person that was still inside, the good person he was meant to be. As Paul tells us, when we see everyone from Jesus's point of view, the old can pass away and everything becomes new. So it's very important to see things from a certain point of view, Jesus's point of view. Have a blessed week.